Alrighty, guys. I'm thinking of doing like a little YouTube segment. Um, Initially I was gonna make like a really more in-depth video, but I think it'd be more interactive if I ask you guys in this video that I'm planning to make. It's kind of like a, what advice would you give to a newer player if they were trying to make money on Blossomcraft? I have a couple of things like it has been running through my head the past like week or so, and then I'd rather just upload the segment onto YouTube. Gambling is not the way to go. If you guys are a newer player, I would probably stray away from gambling. I mean, if we go to warp crates, let's see, or warp spawn. Let's see. Let's empty my inventory. Well, first things first. If you guys don't know, there's something called vote tokens, where when you vote, there is 4 voting links that you can choose from. You can vote on all sites. If you go over to, if you do /vote, it should bring up this UI, and then you click on voting links, and then there is some diamonds that you can, that's interactive. If you click on the key though over here, if you click on that, it will pop up all of the voting sites, and you can just click on it, and then you can just open up every single individual one. That will actually, you know what, I'll do it for an example right now, actually. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, chat's kind of popping off right now, and let's go ahead and just vote, and I can show you what you guys can do with the vote tokens after we vote. It is going to take a little moment here. And voting is pretty simple. All you need to do is just put in your username on Blossomcraft or on Minecraft, and the should go directly to you. Oh, and I got pretty lucky there, actually. Whoa! I got really lucky there. So, I just got a Blossom Petal, and Blossom Petals is pretty cool because if you go over to this, there we go. We just finished our votes. Which NPC was it again? This NPC over here. You can exchange 3 Blossom Petals for 1 Fable key or the current season crate key, or you can exchange it for spawner key or vote keys. Vote keys can kind of give you a chance to get more Blossom Petals, but what I personally like to do is, some people like to just accumulate them and then wait for a new crate to come out. I like to just sell them on the auction house. The auction house is pretty much this little shop that you can find where other players are selling their items. It's like a little nice what's the word for it, one-stop shop for everybody on the server. Yes, Leo pulling up pedal while trying to record. Streamer luck. But yeah, you can see if you accumulate 3 of them, you can create a Blossom key, which somebody's selling for 80,000. Personally, I like to just sell them for, like, I'd say 25,000 to 30,000 is like a pretty comfortable price point to sell these petals for. And not only that, but you get the vote tokens when you vote, right? And you can exchange those for vote keys. You can actually exchange it for money too. So if you want to go for more of the safer route, you could just straight up exchange it for money. I personally like to just exchange it for the vote keys, which we're going to exchange on stream here. And let's see, do I have any more? I don't. So we have a total of 11 keys right now, and let's see. Well, let's showcase what the vote crate has. And the main thing that you want to get is the Blossom Petal from the vote crate, but you can get other goodies as well, like a spawner key, which sells for approximately also 20 to 30,000. I don't know what the price point is on every single server, but it roughly goes around like 20 to 30,000 from what I've seen. And not only that, you can get like money too. You have like money, claim blocks. Claim blocks is essentially money as well. But let's go ahead and open up these. 1, 2. I just got $1,000, 1,000 claim blocks. That's $2,000. Beacon, $500. Golden apple, enchanted book, $500. Experience bottle, netherite upgrade. So great example there, how you can kind of like boost your money up with just doing votes. Votes is like, it's like literally like 1 minute of your day, and then you have a chance to potentially even get more. You can stack up the vote tokens, you can stack up whatever. And there's also like guaranteed Blossom Petals that you can get from voting after you vote a certain amount. So that's kind of like one way that's kind of very, very beginner friendly. I'll just throw these all into here, and then we can just throw this on the auction house for, let's sell for 25k. So we get a little nice cash boost. So that's kind of like one of the ways where you can, as a newer player, it'll be very friendly for you to kind of boost your BAL very passively. What else, guys? That's one great way. When you start off on Blossomcraft as a newer player, the first job that you're going to get is going to be the mining job. And as an endgame player, I've been playing Blossomcraft for 2 years. Mining is going to be the most efficient way. I don't want the cheese, bro. Mining will be the most efficient way to make money. And there's 2 ways you can go about it. You can fortune mine, which you essentially just get the raw materials like raw iron, raw gold. Let's actually head over to a mine real quick so I can demonstrate. Let's try to find a cave. Oh, perfect. I will be using the fly strat. So one, you can either go caving and you can find yourself maybe like a netherite silk touch pickaxe. Let's grab one. Do I have one? I guess I can use my Aurora Carver. Not a great example because it's not really beginner friendly because it's a blossom item. But let's imagine this is just like a netherite pickaxe. You can silk mine. So let's do that. You most likely won't be insta mining if you're a newer player. But what you want to do is you want to silk mine because you can find player warps. For example, PW ore room. And you can actually sell these silked ores to player warps. So not just ore room. It depends on which server you're playing on. I play on the Lotus server, and ore room is actually my player warp. I buy for a significantly higher price than what you would mine at. For example, here. So we're buying at $2.65 per actually no, this is the wrong one. This is deep slate. We want to look at regular. So $3 per copper ore. We can actually take a look here. Jobs, browse, and you can see how much do I make when I mine it. Where is it? Where's copper ore? Copper ore. Am I blind? $1.84, dude. And how Blossomcraft works is there is levels to your job. So you can go from level 1 to 200. The most important thing is getting from level 1 to 101 because that's when you maximize your profits when you're fortune mining. And these player warps that you can find, they typically buy for around like a higher level price. So that means that you'd be maximizing your money per hour if you silked mine. So I don't know what it is at level 1. I'm assuming it's gonna be like $1 per copper ore. When I mine it at max miner level, I get $1.84, and Ore Room buys it for $3 per. So actually, I'm buying it at a loss. So this is going to be a great way for newer players to kind of maximize money, utilizing ore shops like Ore Room. Now, that's one way that you can go about mining. So let's go ahead and let's get our profits in. Buying. Oops. Oh, there we go. So the next way that you can go about mining is going to be mining raw ores. So mining raw ores can net you a pretty good profit. Let's go ahead and actually find some like iron and gold real quick so we can get quite a few. So here we go. Got some iron here, and iron, copper, like copper too. Let's grab some copper too. Copper is going to be a really heavy hitter because you can find a huge influx of copper in the mines. Okay, so we got like a little nice haul going on here. So let's say you're done. So let's say you're done with your mining session and you want to log off for the day. Now what do you do with these raw materials? Head over to a play warp like Ore Room that buys the raw materials. And if you take a look here, I am buying raw gold, raw iron, and raw copper. Let's see how much you can make for it. $4.20 per raw gold, 85 cents per raw iron, and 80 or 90 cents per raw copper. Now, the reason why these player warps are buying the raw materials is because they want to smelt it for a higher smelting level. Now, you're probably asking, oh, Leo, if these player warps are buying these raw materials to smelt it, can't I just smelt it myself? Yes, you can, but these player warps most likely are buying it at also another higher level, right? So they're most likely buying it at a price that's is significantly higher than what you can personally smelt it at. We can actually take a look at an example here. Jobs browse. And we could go over to the smither, and let's see how much I personally make as a level 197 smither when I smelt a raw piece of raw gold. So for gold, it's $4.14 per gold ingot at max smither level, essentially. Now let's see how much Orim is buying it for. $4.20. So this shop owner is buying at technically a loss. Meaning that even if you are max smither level, you are still profiting when you're selling to a player warp like this. I think the main thing is just being attentive to the prices. Not every single ore room is built the same. Not every single ore shop is built the same. The prices can differentiate. I just wanted to showcase, I guess, my player warp. And then let's take a look for raw iron. Raw iron, for every iron ingot I smelt, I get 80 cents per, and I'm buying it for 85 cents per, meaning also another loss. And raw copper could be 90 cents. Let's see how much I smelt for raw copper. Copper ingots is 80 cents. So I have about a 10-cent loss. So you can see how this kind of adds up. This kind of adds up over time. So it's a great way for you guys to make money as a newer player. It is technically the mining route, which is probably the most efficient way to make money and the heaviest hitter on the server. Now, if you don't like mining, then that's when it gets a little bit more tougher. You might have to do like odd jobs. Like some players might ask, oh, hey, paying players to place down ores, paying players to terraform. You could do the odd jobs if that's something that interests you. That just means that you have to be a bit more attentive to chat and kind of like just offering your services on chat and being very active, which the Blossomcraft community is very, very friendly, very, very social as well. So don't be afraid to ask other players for help if you do need help. The mods do a really great job with answering any questions as well. That's kind of like if I were to restart my journey, and let's say Aurum isn't my creation, but let's say I'm just like a bystander and I am aware of a play warp like Aurum, this is exactly what I would do. Now, what would I do with the money that I make? I mean, the world is your oyster, right? You can go in the auction house, you can buy whatever the heck you want, right? You can buy a bunch of different Blossom items. It might be a little bit overwhelming as a newer player to see all these different Blossom items because I'm gonna be honest, there is quite a bit. Over time, the more you play, you will get used to it. You will start learning. You'll start learning the economy, knowing what items are good, what items are not that great. And what I would personally do with my investments, the money that I accumulate from mining and grinding, is I would look for items to kind of enhance my mining journey. So to make that journey much more efficient and faster. So that means investing into pickaxes, things that can kind of help you mine faster. Items to look out for is going to be items with haste 3, items with night vision, higher efficiency. I see an item here that I would personally get as a newer player already. The coral pickaxe. It has silk touch, so you can silk ores. It has efficiency, it looks like 6, and conduit power 4. So when held, gain conduit power 4. Conduit power essentially in Blossomcraft is pretty much haste 3. Conduit power 4 at least. So this is going to be a great item to invest in. $50,000. So that is one thing that I would do. And while if you do end up going like the mining route, there's one thing that I didn't mention as well. It's actually, you can open up the quest UI and you can get a nice chunk of cash while mining. There's mining quests, wood cutting quests. Personally, I like the mining quests because if I'm already spending time in the mines, may as well pick up a quest or two and try to complete it. I believe I can't really refresh them because I already completed them all. If you take a look, if it's green, it's all done. But yeah, you can get like $100, $500 per quest, $1,000 per quest, and that money kind of adds up. And what I would suggest to do with that money that you make from the quest is invest into a pickaxe, like the coral pickaxe. I think the coral pickaxe is the most beginner friendly pickaxe that's a blossom pick that you can get as a newer player. If you do all the quests, it's around $200,000. You guys heard it here first. $200,000. That's a lot of money. You guys can get yourself a coral pickaxe, which we saw on the auction house went for $50,000. You can even bargain if you want. If you want the most bang for your buck, mail the player. Ask them if they can do a price reduction for you, and that's going to be a great way to kind of get the bang for your buck. So that's cool. That's cool. So quests is also another great way to make money. Now quests aren't repeatable, so once you are finish them, it's pretty much it. So that's why I say to use that money efficiently and start investing to items that can really help you with your progression. Okay. There was something else I wanted to add. There was something. So we got quests, mining, voting, Piñata parties, I guess. Piñata parties is going to be a great way to also make some extra cash. If you guys don't know what a Piñata party is, every 150 votes, there is a party. If you take a look on the right of my UI over here, you can see when the vote party starts. When it hits 150 votes, this correlates to the votes, right? So like if you vote once, the vote count goes up. And once we reach 150 as a server, there's a party. And what you do is you go to Warp Piñata. You wait here. You have a stick in your hand. I actually keep in my ender chest. And a couple of the Piñata scale on how many players are online. So, I mean, Piñata party is a Piñata party, but yeah, it's so how many Piñatas spawn depends on how many players are online. Now, what you do is when the Piñatas spawn, you just attack them, try to just get as many hits in. It's gonna continuously push you back, and that's when you just keep running forward. Sorry. And so the reason why you want to be at Piñata parties is because there's a chance for them to drop a Blossom key. I believe it's like something like a 1% chance to get a Blossom key. And right now we're currently the current crate is the Fable key. So you can sell the key for approximately 80,000, 95,000 is what I'm seeing here. So I mean, the Piñata parties typically last from like 2 minutes or so. It's going to be a great way for you to kind of test your luck and make some money. It doesn't just drop keys, but it drops like things like diamonds. Chat, what else does it drop? No, I'm talking about you cannot get keys from crate quests. No. Or you cannot get crate keys from quests. Oh my gosh, my brain. Sorry. But yeah, the Piñata does have a chance to drop like the keys. Vote keys, you can get vote keys from as a drop from the Piñata as well. Like a lot of items, shulker shells, like a lot of different items that can help you on your journey. So I would recommend going to Piñata parties. Like I know it might be tedious. Elytra shards, netherite scraps. Shards is going to be a great one. I actually have a couple on me right now. And you can either sell it or you can exchange this for a blossom petal. I believe if you have 64 Piñata shards, you can exchange it for a blossom petal, which leads up to a key as well, right? So this is all great ways to make some money here. And it eventually adds up. You know, the longer you play, the more up to date you are. The money will eventually add up. But I think it's really important that as a newer player, you guys do make some smart investments. It's really easy to, like, you know, when I first started, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I was constantly looking at the auction house and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to buy this, I want to buy that, because there's so many, let's be real, there's a lot of cool items on Blossomcraft. But if you really wanted to maximize your time on the server, I would keep an eye out for items that you believe that may help you as a player make even more money. So that's exactly what I did. So I bought a bunch of pickaxes, I bought a bunch of gear. And yeah. Leo, someone is calling out for you in Gen Chat, but I think Darcy has it. Okay. Chat, does anybody know any other ways? Like, you know, what advice would you guys give to a newer player if they first started their Blossomcraft journey? We talked about Piñata parties. We talked about vote crates. We talked about voting. We talked about quests. We talked about mining. Like, there's like, if I'm being honest, there's so many different things that you can do on Blossomcraft that it can be kind of overwhelming. But I kind of narrowed it down. Like, if I had the knowledge that I have right now and I had to restart, that's exactly what I would personally do. That's great. Okay, Demon Pug actually has some great advice. Don't gamble if you're expecting something good. Just do it for fun. That's kind of like my motto too. Like, definitely, like, don't gamble to expect something in return, because when you set yourself up for disappointment, right? Like, because it can go either way when you do gamble. Like, like, not everybody is going to get a 1% pull. Not everybody is going to win their lucky vote crate. Gambling is supposed to be a tool that brings you joy, but do it responsibly, I would say. Like, don't do it when you're like on your last your last legs, like, you only have like a certain amount of money and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put it all into gambling. That is the worst thing that you can probably do for yourself, because then let's say you do end up getting something bad, something that you're not expecting, something that doesn't to run you a profit, then you'll just go back to zero, and then that means that you just have to start all over again and grind again, which is a part of the game. But if you're really, really trying to min-max your experience, that's something that I would stray away from until you can kind of bring in enough where you're like, okay, I'm comfortable with dropping like 100k here for a key, 100k there for a key. Then gambling might be more enjoyable, because you know that you can make that money back in a short amount of time. Investments, but that kind of requires knowledge on what items will eventually go up. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, over time, you can also make investments into Blossom items. Like, it is an economy game. I can't lie. That's a great way to make money too. But I would say stray away from that if you are a newer player. Like, this is more like, I guess, like a basic guide. It's also not scripted too, so if I sound kind of confusing, just repeat the video, ask questions, comment down below. I will actively answer questions on this. Trying to tailor my videos more towards like helping players progress in their Blossomcraft journey, like, because I've been playing Blossomcraft for the last 2 years, and all my advice typically tailors to players that already have their footing into the server and they already know the most of the server commands and all that stuff, and they're pretty deep into the game. Like, this guide is meant for more for players that, like, they're like, okay, what do I do? When I gambled my keys from LeooKnightus, I got all Strider disguises. That's why you win some, you lose some, guys. I usually do 3 lucky crates a day. If I lose the first, I do 2 more, and if I win at first, I walk away. I'm gonna show you guys. You know what? I may as well show you guys what Demon Pug here is talking about on stream. The lucky crate, which I believe is like, it's the riskiest way that you guys can invest your money, because 25,000 is, as a newer player, is a lot of money. Like, 50,000 can get you a coral pickaxe, which can make you a lot of money, in return. Whereas, like, I feel like the lucky key system is a way to kind of like, it's kind of a money grab. It's technically a 50-50 chance. So 1 lucky key is worth 25,000. I'm actually gonna do 1 for the video, just because I want to show you guys. I'm gonna pause the music. So let's buy 25,000, and you can either win, which gets you 50,000, or you can lose, which gives you absolutely nothing in return. This is dangerous as a newer player, in my opinion, because you can really, really get addicted to this. I guess you can get, like, when you lose and you're like, okay, and then when you win, like, when you win, you're like, oh shoot, I'm gonna go again and again and again. Let's see if we win or lose. Hopefully, honestly, I hope we lose here. If I'm being honest, I kind of hope we lose. Just so I can kind of prove a point. Okay, I won. Okay, you know what? Then I will go ahead and I will buy another one. I will buy until I lose. But I'm in a position, okay, guys, I'm in a position where I can spend this type of money, because I can I can make approximately $1 million a day with all the advice that I've given in this video. I brought myself up to a point where my money per hour is about $100,000 per hour because I kept on making investments into the gear that can make me even more money. And that's why, you know, at Ore Room, I can afford to buy all these ores at a loss. It's because I'm very confident in myself that I know that I can make that money back with just some hard work and dedication into the game. You know, time is money, and if you can invest your time into the mines, then you can inevitably make yourself quite a bit of cash. And it's really important to try to save that up and make proper investments. But let's do another one. I have a feeling we're gonna lose this. Hopefully I lose this one, so that means I break even. Okay, so I'm up 50,000. Yo, editor, cut this out. Editor, cut. Okay. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm trying to be a good example, chat. We're trying to be a good example right now. Okay, we go again. Oh my gosh, dude, I'm a hypocrite. I'm I want to walk away. You know what? Okay, let's say you do gamble, right? You know, I can't control how you play the game. But what I can control is I can walk away. So I'm up $50,000. You know, I can walk away. So, and that's the important lesson here. Walking away. Let's say you do win. Walk away. Walk away. I guess the lesson can go two ways. I would honestly just suggest straying away from it, the lucky crate, because I've seen people go down like millions from the lucky crate. I honestly just got really lucky, if I'm being honest. Technically, is it, well, what's the win rate? I didn't look at the win rate, actually. Let me just quickly take a look at it. 48%. So it's a 48%. 50% to get a shiny nugget, which is worth absolutely nothing. And then Dogecoin, which is 2% chance, which is also technically worth absolutely nothing. Yeah. I'm gonna walk away from that. I'm gonna take my earnings. Honestly, kind of dub. I'm $50,000 up. That's pretty huge. I'm not gonna lie. Is Coral Pickaxe better than the Cupids, which I already have? No. I would honestly suggest keeping your Cupids. Cupids has vein mining. The Coral Pickaxe does not have vein mining. That's the only way to win Lucky Crate. If you win once or twice in a row, done deal, walk away. Yeah. Like, if you guys do end up doing the Lucky Crate, I can't control the way that you guys play. I just would suggest as a newer player to just avoid it until you have enough income where it's like, okay, I don't mind, like, you know, doing a key or two. And if you do win, like, let's say you won twice in a row, just like how I did, then walk away. You know, like, take your wins, pick your battles. You know. So that is like kind of pretty much like a rough guide. Live guide on like what I would do if I was a newer Blossomcraft player. Yeah, like, if you guys have any questions down below, like, feel free to ask me anything. I've been playing on the server for the past 2 years now. I've been a Blossomcraft partner for the past 2 years, and a lot of the times when I'm live on Twitch, I try to give out as much advice as I possibly can, but I realize that I haven't made a guide for newer players, which I would like to help you guys. Actually, there's one more thing. If you guys play on the Lotus server, you guys can actually do LeooKnightus sponsorships. So if you guys didn't know, bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, we actually have sponsorships out. If you guys really wanted a nice cash boost, every 2 weeks we release a game, which you would download using our link, and then we release a list of goals. In those goals, every single goal nets you a certain amount of money that you can make on the Blossomcraft server. This is not an affiliation with Blossomcraft whatsoever. This is all funded by me. So let's say, for example, we did Raid Shadow Legends, reach level 5. I paid players $50,000 just for reaching that goal. And the goals went up all the way up to level 45. And I think the player that got paid the most was a million. So it can, if you just complete the goals, you can make upwards of 1 million. If you're dedicated enough in the game, if it's enjoyable for you, you can actually, as a newer player, make like 1 million in 2 weeks just by playing a sponsorship game with us. If you guys want to learn more about that, join our Discord. It's going to be in the link. It's going to be in the description. There's going to be a link there for you guys if you guys want to join. And then there's going to be a sub channel called sponsor updates. Take a look there. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. And this only ties into LeooKnightus server. It's a very unique thing that we have going on here on our channel, and it's also how I make a living. I want to be transparent with you guys, but that is how I earn a living and do this full time. So yeah, if you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I am live here on Twitch right now. If you guys want to come join us, I'm live every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'll see you guys in the next one.